business number 2, hearing on the extension of a temporary suspension for Dillon Danis.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the Commission. Caroline Bateman from the Attorney General's Office on behalf of Executive Director Bob Bennett. In October of 2018, respondent Danis was licensed by the Nevada State Athletic Commission as a cornerman. On October 6, 2018, upon completion of the main event of UFC 229, multiple fights erupted at the T-Mobile Arena. Video evidence reveals that immediately after the conclusion of the main event, respondent, who worked the corner for Conor McGregor, repeatedly motioned to Khabib Nurmagomedov with his arm to come over towards him. Nurmagomedov jumps over the cage towards respondent, and the two men engage in a fight and throw punches towards one another. When officials are able to eventually break up the fight and they begin to escort respondent out of the arena, respondent responds by raising his arms and directing obscene gestures towards the cage by extending his middle fingers. Pursuant to NRS 467.117, Executive Director Bennett temporarily suspended respondent's license on November 6th for a period of 10 days. I ask that you extend that suspension through the resolution of the formal disciplinary action. Respondent's actions reflect a discredit to unarmed combat and constitutes unsportsmanlike conduct in violation of the Commission statutes and regulations. Respondent's actions also constitute violations of the laws of the state of Nevada. The disciplinary complaint will be filed upon the completion of the Executive Director's investigation into respondent, and he anticipates it will be ready for the Commission's review and hearing at either your December or January meeting. Proper notice of this hearing was provided to respondent pursuant to NRS 233B.121 and NRS 467.113 with a certified letter being mailed to respondent on November 2nd, 2018 to the address he provided to the Commission. Additionally, Commission staff emailed a courtesy copy of the notice as well to the address the respondent provided on his license application. And I'll submit it and open myself to any questions the Commissioners may have.
Okay. So submitted. Is there any questions of Attorney General Bateman?
So is there any response at all?
We have not received any response, Commissioner Khan. No response at all, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I look for a motion on item number 2.
I make a motion to approve new business item number 2, the hearing on extension of temporary suspension for Dillon Danis.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, motion passes unanimously. Moving on to item number 5, hearing on the extension of the temporary suspension for Abubakar Nurmagomedov for possible action.
Good morning, and Chairman and members of the Commission. Caroline Bateman for the record. In October of 2018, respondent Nurmagomedov was licensed by the Nevada State Athletic Commission as a cornerman. On October 6, 2018, upon completion of the main event of UFC 229, multiple fights and disruptions erupted at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Video evidence reveals that after the conclusion of the main event of UFC 229, respondent, who worked the corner for Khabib Nurmagomedov, scaled the cage from the inside in close proximity to Conor McGregor, who at the time was straddling the cage. Respondent exchanged punches with McGregor while straddling the cage himself. Officials were able to restrain Nurmagomedov. However, as the officials turned their attention to other parties who were unlawfully entering the cage, respondent proceeded to attack McGregor a second time inside the cage, and he threw one or more punches at McGregor. Pursuant to NRS 467.117, Executive Director Bennett temporarily suspended respondent's license on November 6th for a period of 10 days. I ask that you extend that suspension through the resolution of the formal disciplinary action, as his conduct reflected discredit to unarmed combat and constitutes unsportsmanlike conduct in violation of this Commission's statutes and regulations. Additionally, respondent's actions constitute violations of the laws of the state of Nevada. The disciplinary complaint against respondent will be filed upon the completion of the Executive Director's investigation into his conduct, and the Director anticipates the complaint will be ready for the Commission's review and hearing at your December or January meeting. Proper notice of this hearing was provided pursuant to NRS 233B.121 and NRS 467.113, with a certified letter being mailed to respondent on November 2nd, 2018, to the address that respondent provided to the Commission on his license application. Additionally, an email copy of the notice was provided to respondent by Commission staff. And I'll submit it.
Great, any questions? Any commissioners?
Ms. Bateman, my question is the same. Any response, any communication, anything?
We have not received any response. There was actually a clear notice on the notice of temporary suspension to contact Executive Director Bennett and the commission staff. And that's standard, just for the record. Any questions, to address those questions to commission staff or to the Office of the Attorney General, and neither the staff at the commission nor our office has received any word.
Okay, thank you. I make a motion on item number 5 to extend the temporary suspension.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, motion passes unanimously. Item number 6, hearing on the extension of the temporary suspension for Zubaira Tukhugov. Did I pronounce that right?
Sounds great.
Probably not.
I'll be calling him respondent, so thank you. In October, or Caroline Bateman for the record, in October of 2018, respondent Tukhugov, a professional mixed martial artist, attended UFC 229. At the time, the respondent was licensed by the Nevada State Athletic Commission as a cornerman. On October 6, 2018, upon completion of the main event of UFC 229, video evidence reveals that respondent, who worked the corner for Khabib Nurmagomedov, unlawfully entered the cage by climbing over the fence. At that point, respondent ran towards Conor McGregor and punched Mr. McGregor one or more times before he was restrained by commission officials. Pursuant to NRS 467.117, Executive Director Bennett temporarily suspended respondent's license on November 6 for a period of 10 days. We ask that you extend that suspension through the resolution of the formal disciplinary action, as respondent's actions reflected discredit to unarmed combat, constitutes unsportsmanlike conduct in violation of the Commission statutes and regulations, and further constitutes violations of the laws of the state of Nevada. The disciplinary complaint against respondent will be filed upon the completion of the Executive Director's investigation into this particular respondent's conduct, and the Executive Director anticipates it will be ready for the Commission's review and hearing at either your December or January meeting. Proper notice of this hearing was provided pursuant to NRS 233B.121 and NRS 467.113, with a certified letter being mailed to the respondent on November 2nd, 2018, to the address he provided to the Commission on his 2018 license application. Additionally, an email copy of the notice was provided to respondent by Commission staff, and I'll submit it.
Great, thank you. Any questions from the commissioners?
No communication, right? Nothing.
Correct, Commissioner
Okay.
Hahn, no communication.
I make a motion to approve item number 6 to extend the temporary suspension as recommended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, motion passes unanimously. Moving on, item number 7.